ओम श्री महागणपतये नमः। नारद उवाच प्रणम्य शिरसा देवं गौरीपुत्रं विनायकं भक्तावासं स्मरेन् नित्यम् आयुः कामार्थसिद्धये। प्रथमं वक्रतुण्डं च एकदन्तं द्वितीयकं तृतीयं कृष्णपिङ्गाक्षं गजवक्त्रं चतुर्थकं लम्बोदरं पञ्चमं च षष्ठं विकटमेव च सप्तमं विघ्नराजं च धूम्रवर्णं तथाष्टमं नवमं बालचन्द्रं च दशमं तु विनायकम् एकादशं गणपतिं द्वादशं तु गजाननं द्वादशैतानि नामानि त्रिसन्ध्यं यः पठेन्नरः न च विघ्नभयं तस्य सर्वसिद्धिकरं प्रभो इति नारदपुराणे संकटनाशन गणेश स्तोत्रम संपूर्णम। ओम we'll do an extract from Guru Stotram. अखंड मंडलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। We'll chant Dakshinamurti Stotram, Dhyanam, and then 10 Stotra, followed by Gita Dhyanam before we go into Bhagavad. ओम मौन व्याख्या प्रकटित पर ब्रह्म तत्वं युवानम् वर्षिष्टान्ते वसदृशिगणैः आवृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलित चिन्मुद्रमानन्दरूपं स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे वटपिटपि समीपे भूमिभागे निषन्नं सकलमुनिजनानां ज्ञानदातारमारात् त्रिभुवन गुरुमीशं दक्षिणामूर्तिदेवं जनन मरण दुःख चेद दक्षं नमामि। चित्रं वटतरोर्मूले वृद्धा शिष्या गुरुर्युवा गुरोस्तु मौनं व्याख्यानं शिष्यास्तु छिन्न संशया निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशांताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। स्तोत्रम प्रॉपर। विश्वं दर्पण दृश्यमान नगरी तुल्यं निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यः साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोध समये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयम् तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः। इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः माया कल्पित देश काल कलना वैचित्र्य चित्रीकृतम् मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगी वयस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः। इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये यस्यैव स्फुरणं सदात्मकम् असत्कल्पार्थकं भासते साक्षात् तत्त्वमसीति वेदवचसा यो बोधयत्याश्रितान् यः साक्षात्करणात् भवेन्न पुनरावृत्तिर्भवाम्भो निधौ तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः। इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये नानाछिद्रघटोदर स्थितमहादीपप्रभा भास्वरम् ज्ञानं यस्य तु चक्षुरादिकरणद्वारा बहिस्पन्दते जानामीति तमेव भान्तमनुभात्ये तत्समस्तं जगत् तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः। इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये देहं प्राणमपीन्द्रियाण्यपि चलान् बुद्धिं च शून्यं विदुः स्त्रीबालान्धजडोपमास्त्वामिति भ्रान्ता वृषं वादिनः माया शक्ति विलास कल्पित महाव्यामोह संहारिणे तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः। इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये राहुग्रस्त दिवाकरेन्दु सदृशो माया समाच्छादनात् सन्मात्र करणोपसंहरणतो यो भूत्सुषुप्तः पुमान् प्रागस्वाप्समिति प्रबोध समये यः प्रत्यभिज्ञायते तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये बाल्यादिष्वपि जागृदादिषु तथा सर्वास्वस्थास्वपि व्यावृत्तास्वनुवर्तमानमहमित्यन्तः सदा स्वात्मानं प्रकटीकरोति भजतां यो मुद्रया भद्रया तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये विश्वं पश्यति कार्यकारणतया स्वस्वामि सम्बन्धतः शिष्याचार्यतया तथैव पितृपुत्राध्यात्मना वेदतः स्वप्ने जाग्रति वाय एष पुरुषो माया परिभ्रामितः तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये ऊरम्भांस्य नलो नीलोम्बरम् अहर्नाथो हिमांशुः पुमान् इत्याभाति चराचरात्मकमिदं यस्यैव मूर्त्यष्टकम् नान्यत्किञ्चन विद्यते विमृशतां यस्मात् परस्मात् विभोगो तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये सर्वात्मत्वमिति स्फुटीकृतमिदं यस्मादमुष्मिन् स्तरे तेनास्य श्रवणात् तदर्थमननात् ध्यानात् च संकीर्तनात् सर्वात्मत्वमहाविभूति सहितं स्यादीश्वरत्वं स्वतः सिद्धि तत्पुनरष्टधा परिणतं च ऐश्वर्यमव्याहतम् इति दक्षिणामूर्ति स्तोत्रम्. We'll chant Gita Dhyanam and then go into Bhagavad Gita. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Graditam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamrita Varshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvamanusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe फुल्लारविन्दाय तपत्र नेत्र येन त्वया भारत तैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमय प्रदीपः प्रपन्न पारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्स सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पल शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनीं सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तक केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम् लोके सज्जन षट्पतैरहरः पीपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारत पंकजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसिन श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्र मरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थित तद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः. ओम श्री कृष्ण परमात्मने नमः. विश्वरूप नाम योगो एकादशोऽध्यायः. So we are in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Ekadasho Adhyayah, and the name of the chapter is Vishwarupa Darshana. Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga Nama Ekadasho Adhyayah. We have studied a few verses in that. We have studied up to verse number up to verse number 7 we have studied. Let's study further. So in verse number 7, Sanjaya, these are being, this being this Bhagavan Uvacha. So Bhagavan is now being, for Bhagavan says, Arjuna, you will now see, Ihai Ekastham, in the same spot, Jagat Kritsnam, the entire Srishti, Pashyad, Sachara, Acharaha, all movable and immovable objects you will see. Mama Dehe Gudakesha, hey Gudakesha, hey Arjuna, you will see it in me. You will see the Srishti in me. You will see the word meaning. We have seen it in details. Let's see some more. Yachanyad, Yachanyat, Drishtumichasi. You wanted to see, I will show it to you all in one place. So we have to understand this much. We are now seeing sunrise and sunset. Is it possible for you to see the earth going around the sun? No? Perhaps if you go to moon, there also you will see sun rising and setting. And you will see the earth as a bigger moon, perhaps. To see the solar system functioning, you have to go outside the solar system. You want to see the whole cosmos function. Hey, where will you have to go? And we have all along, and Krishna tells here, in my body, I'm going to show you the entire Srishti. In this spot, Mama Dehe, in my in this my body, Mama Dehe, Gudakesha, Iha Ekastham, in one place, Iha Ekastham, Mama Deha Pashya, look at this, look at the whole Srishti in me, I'm going to show it to you, Pashya. That's what he says. And to see this, your ordinary chakshu will not work. Okay, so he says, verse number 8, Natu mam shakyase drishtum. You cannot look at me through the ordinary chakshu of yours. So I give you divya chakshu. Divya chakshu enaiva, I give you that. Okay, divya chakshu dadami te chakshu. Pashya me yoga aishwaram. So when we say divya chakshu, the normal reference is to third eye. Okay, a lot of things in our Vedantic parampara, in our Vaidika parampara, is symbolic. So, for us to have clear understanding of the Vaidika parampara, you have to understand the symbolism with what it really stands for. So you see, the movement of the sun, if you see in the Puranas, how is it described? Surya seated in a ratham, 7 horses are drawing, and there are rays of light all over. This is symbolism. So if you expect to see Surya come driving a chariot, well, perhaps you can see it in a TV program. I can show it to you in a movie. But how can you expect to see the Surya come in that ratham with 7 horses? For that you need an insightful vision. It's called darshan. You don't go to a temple to Bhagwan ko dekhne nahi jate, aap Bhagwan ki darshan karne jate. You see with the third eye. Third eye means insightfully you understand, not only understand, you relate to the symbolism. More importantly, you should be able to relate to the symbolism. Surya comes, he does this, does this. That doesn't help. You should be able to relate to the symbolism. And for doing that, you need not only Divya Chakshu, you need Buddhi also. You need both of them together. So this is what he said in verse number 8. And in verse number 9, the correspondent here is Sanjaya. Sanjaya has also been given the vision. So Sanjaya says, Eva Muktva Tato Rajan. Hey Rajan, he is addressing Dhritarashtra. Eva Muktva Tato Rajan. Maha Yoga Ishvara. Hari is a Maha Yoga Ishvara. See, this question we have to often repeat and ask ourselves this question. We all want a Bhagwan darshan. We all want Ishwar darshan. All of us, without exception. We all want Ishwar darshan. Now, how do you like to have Ishwar darshan? Would you like to see him seated in front of you? Would you like to, suppose you want Sri Krishna, how do you want him to come? Peacock feather, pitambara, all kinds of divya ornaments, flute in hand or gada in hand? No, that giri in hand. And in giri in hand, how is going to enter with the mountain into your apartment? 850 square feet apartment. So you prefer he carries a murli. First question, when he comes and knocks at your door, you open the door. Can you recognize Krishna? So for recognizing Krishna, you need a divya chakshu. So when you say, I want to have Ishwar darshan face to face, ask yourself your question, can I handle the darshan when Krishna appears? Hey, Krishna bhi to bhi theek hai. Let's say Paramashiva comes. Trishula, Jata, Ganga flowing out of his head, tiger skin, and he will be accompanied by his bhutas also. Can you handle it? So for that, you need divya chakshu, you need a certain insight. And we have to understand one more thing. We are talking about Ishvara Srishti. And you can't say Ishvara cannot appear in front of you in case Ishvara wants. Okay, that suppose you say, no, appearing of Ishvara in this front, then we are limiting Ishvara. Suppose Ishvara wants to come as Krishna, sit next to me, it's fine, perfectly okay. For that, I need a certain amount of what he calls spiritual evolution. I must be an evolved spiritual person. Because there are bhaktas who have seen Krishna, who have seen Panduranga. There are bhaktas, there are people who have spoken to Panduranga. So it has all happened. Okay, so to say it is not possible is not right. And to say it is possible needs a certain, like last week I mentioned, you have to suspend your logic for some time. You don't have to suspend your scientific temper, okay? But you have to suspend logic, looking for everything for objectivity. That kind you have to suspend it for a short while so that you can rediscover and align the vision to what you understand. It's like a child being told that the sun doesn't rise or set, but we go around the sun. The child won't be able to appreciate. So for a stage where our emotional evolution is still at certain, we still have to reach that level of emotion and evolution, spiritual evolution. So this imagery is being used, and that imagery is being described by Sanjaya for the next 3 verses, which we saw the other day. So, Eva Muktva Tato Rajan, what did he see? He saw Anek Avaktram, he saw what's the world population? 800 billion, 800 billion. He saw 800 billion pairs of eyes. Humans. What about other jantus? 1-eyed, 2-eyed, 3-eyed, octopus. How many legs does a centipede have? Has anyone counted? I don't know. Why do they say 100? Have you seen how many centipedes? Scorpions, snakes. Hey, look at that. Look at the vision there. So he's saying, here, Sanjay is saying he's seeing all this. We saw all this up to verse number 13. We saw. Today we will enter we saw up to verse number 12. So today we will enter verse number 13. So we'll read this and then we'll see further. This is all being told by Sanjaya. Tatra ekaistam jagat krishnam tatrekastam jagat krishnam pravibhaktam anekada apashyat deva devasya sharire pandavastada Full verse. Tatrekastam jagat krishnam pravibhaktam anekada apashyat deva devasya sharire pandavastada. So tada, then what happened? Pandava. Pandava is referred to here. Pandava is referred to by Arjuna. Arjuna is being referred to as Pandava here. Pandava, Tatra, there, Deva, Devasya Sharire. In the body of Krishna. Here it is not just the individual Krishna, it is the cosmic Krishna. In the cosmic Krishna, in the vision of cosmic Krishna, in the total cosmic Krishna, what did he see? He saw there in the body of Lord of Krishna, he saw Ekastham. See, imagine you want to see all that is made out of wax in one place. What I can do, I can melt the wax and give it to you. But can you retain all the forms in the wax itself? And see wax dolls, wax sugar dolls, then candles, whatever you can think of. Can you imagine? So, the poet is here, Vyasa the poet. Remember, Vyasa, during Vyasa's time, he did not have the advantage of television, cinema and things like that. Otherwise, it would have been very easy to show it to you. All I had to do is to make a lot of noise, give you some background music, all kinds of colors, and I can do Krishna growing in the body, everything seen. I can show it in the movie, I can show it in the TV serial. But here I have only poetry to explain it to you. So the words, the hyperboles are being used, adjectives are being used to describe the Jagat cosmic vision. See, cosmic vision, you have to learn to relate. You have to relate it as much as, even if you looked at the solar system, just the solar system. What is the size of the Earth compared to Jupiter, Saturn? Huge. So if you went into the solar system itself, the Earth is small. Compare it to Milky Way, the galaxy. Compare it to several Milky Ways taken together. Take several such galaxies going around the center of this universe. Where is Earth? Speck. In that Earth, where is your Jambu Dvipa? Yeah, Jambu Dvipa, Earth. 2/3 covered by water. That's why it's called Jambu Dvipa. 1/3 land. In 1/3 land, I am in Bharata Varsha. So people spread over. I am in Chennai. One corner of Chennai, sitting on my sofa. I am not even a speck of dust. Now, suppose this speck of dust wants to have a vision of the whole. I can only take recourse to poetry. Even TV will not do enough justice. Only there will be more noise than what I can see. At one point of time, it will say next week. Log in next week. So he's saying, Apashyat, he saw. What did he see? Deva Devasya Sharire. What did he see? He saw Pravi Bhaktam. He saw everything. Okay, Praviya. Anekada Pravi Bhaktam. Distinctly divided. He saw each thing in Srishti distinctly divided in one place. Okay, it just has to open out your vision. Aankhein band karke open out your vision and just imagine you seeing. Relate to this. When you relate to this, we have to go back to chapter 7. We have to go back to chapter 9. Understand Ishvara as an intelligent cause and material cause of creation. What you are seeing is the material cause, expanded material cause. Okay, very often when we scroll down on our computer screen to read something, there will be a plus, magnifying algorithm. How much of plus? Up to 100, 133, 275, can you see? Even beyond a point, that magnifying thing doesn't work. So you are magnifying the material cause and seeing total material cause. It's a vision. That's why it is a dictionary. Now let's look at verse number 14. What did he see? What was the reaction? Okay. Now, before going to reaction, we have all traveled abroad and we have traveled in India, very many places. People who have gone up to Mount Kailash have not gone. I've gone much below that. So you've gone to Mount Kailash. When you look at Mount Kailash, what overcomes you? If you have gone to. I once went up to Rishikesh and we reached there on a full moon night at about midnight, a little beyond midnight. For some point, for the next 40-45 minutes, three of them, my Swamiji and two others were there. We were awestruck. We just watched, open mouths. Full moon. As we enter the ashram, we hear something flowing. You go to the river Ganga, flowing at full speed, silvery waters, and you look up, there is a beautiful hill in front. And our Swami said, that's Dakshinamurti there. So you are awestruck at this vision. People who have traveled abroad and traveled to the US, you've seen the Niagara Falls. The other day, a lot of people spoke about seeing the Aurora Borealis in Canada, Norway, and all these places. Hey, look up and you see all colors. Rainbow strikes you with awe. What about seeing green and all these colors up there? Have you seen a total solar eclipse? That ring and the globe. Have you seen? What does it strike you with? It strikes you with a sense of awe. That's what happened when Arjuna could see the entire Srishti. He was struck with awe. That's what is described in this verse. Verse number 14. Tatasa vismaya vishtau Krishtaruma Dhananjaya Krishtaruma Dhananjaya Tatasa vismaya vishtau Vismaya vishtaha Krishtaruma Dhananjaya Pranamya Shirasa Devam Kritanjalirabhashata. All words. Tatasa Vismaya Vishtaha Krishtaruma Dhananjaya Pranamya Shirasa Devam Kritanjalirabhashata. Abhashata means he said. Before saying what happened to him, looking at the whole thing, Vismaya Avishtaha. He was overcome by amazement. He was overcome by wonder. He said, wow, absolutely. See, he said the same thing in chapter 1 also. In chapter 1, he said, Vepatuscha sharire me romaharshascha jayate. There, when he looked at the challenge in front of him, chapter 1, when Krishna looked at the challenge in front of him, 18 divisions of the opponent's army with Bhishma Drona, he was frightened. That avishta, that sweating was out of fear. Whereas here, when you are looking at the whole Srishti described to you, he is Vismaya Avishtaha. And he says, next word, Roma. Krishna Roma Dhananjaya. Oh, Dhananjaya's, he had goosebumps. All his hair stood up. Krishna Roma. Have you ever had this feeling? Yes. You are standing in a queue for hours together if you had gone to Tirupati. Hours together you stand in the queue. They let you after one cage into the another cage, into another cage, into another cage. Last corridor, and you look at Perumal, you look at Venkatachalapati. What happens to you? See, before that I have spoken to a lot of people who used to say, hey, standing for 6-7 hours in the queue, it's all boring. I will never come here again. So after they have darshan, even as they are coming out, they say, when do we come? Vismaya Vishta. People who have gone to Shabarimala, especially during Makaravalakka time, if you have stood in the long queues in front of Shirdi Sai Baba, you have walked up the mountains to Vaishno Devi, all along singing Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di, and crawl into the cave there, getting your knees and elbows and arms wet. When you crawl into that, what happens to you? Vismaya Vishtaha. You don't know what to say. Tears flow. You are choked. That is called Vismaya Vishtaha. I once saw a program on TV in which a few people were describing it was happening. The total lunar eclipse was happening. The solar eclipse, total solar eclipse. So when that ring and the glowing diamond appeared, there was a scientist. He said, Dekhiye, and he started crying. So that is not tears of sorrow, that is tears of joy. That is called Vismaya Vishta. When you see that lovely darshan, when you see Krishna, when you see the Jagat Swarupam, something happens. They say when Armstrong landed on the moon, his heartbeat went up to a very high level. And one of our people also went up, and then the Prime Minister then asked him, how does India look from up there? He said, Sare Jahan Sach. I don't know whether he said it or not, but people say so. Okay. Vismaya Vishtaha and Krishna Roma. All the no, my hair stands at an end. I'm overpowered by emotions. I have goosebumps. Vismaya Vishtaha. And when something happens like that, what did he do? He do Pranamya Shirasa. He bowed down. Pranamya Shirasa. Then Kritanjali. See, when you bring your hands together and do pranamya, it is called Kritanjali Pranamya Shirasa Deva. Hey Deva, I do namaskar to you with my two hands folded. This is what he did to Krishna. Having said this, he abhashata. He said so. That's the next. So up to this point, it is Sanjaya Uvacha. Now comes Arjun speaks. Arjuna Uvacha. Now, let's say you're watching something. You're watching a movie on TV or on screen. The climax comes. There's total silence. Ta-da! Some noise will come. You see it in movies all the time. You see it in TV. That means something important to catch your attention. Now, how does the poet catch your attention? He doesn't do dadan dudun here. Okay, Bhagavad Gita is written in 2 meters. Anushtup Chanda, Trishtup Chanda. So now he will change the meter. Like when you are singing a song, imagine the whole song being sung only in the Mukda style. You'll have to change. The Antara tune is different. Sometimes 3 Antaras have 3 different tunes. In the same way, just catch your attention. So the poet wants to catch your attention and wake you up off sleep or things like that. None of you, all of you are very enlightened students. None of you are sleeping. But just in case somebody had fallen asleep, he wants to wake you up. So he's using Trishtup Chanda meter. Chanda means meter. Trishtup Chanda is a word order. Okay. Arjuna Uvacha Pashyami Devans Tava Deva Dehe Pashyami Devans Tava Deva Dehe Sarvans Bhuta Vishesha Sangan Sarvans Bhuta Vishesha Sangan Brahmanamisham Kamalasanastam Brahmanamisham Kamalasanastam Rishimscha Sarvanu Sarvanuraganscha Vidyan. Sorry. Whole verse again. Arjuna Uvacha Pashyami Deva Devans Pashyami Devans Tava Deva Dehe Sarvans Tata Bhuta Vishesha Sangan Brahmanamisham Kamalasanastam Rishinscha Sarvanuraganscha Divyan. So what did he see? Pashyami. He says Pashyami. I am seeing. Pashyami. Present continuous tense. I am seeing. What am I seeing? Devan. Pashyami. Tava Deva Dehe. O Deva, O Ishvara, O Krishna. He is addressing as Krishna. But Krishna has taken a Vishwarupa Swarupa. See, we have to understand something very beautiful here. Nothing has changed there. When I say Krishna has taken a Vishwarupa Swarupa, it is for poetic purpose I am explaining the whole thing. Nothing has changed there, but something has changed here. There is a change in attitude. What remains the same, you look at it differently. You look at what you are seeing. What you are seeing is a daily routine thing. This is the Vaidika Parampara we have to understand. What you get up daily in the morning, you see in the morning, sunrise. The Vaidika Parampara says, it is not routine sunrise. It is Surya Devata. It is Surya Devata. Why is he a Devata? Because Surya represents a certain order. When I say a certain order, means certain law which gives life. And that order, I represent it on a deity. That phenomenon, I represent it as a deity, and I see Ishvara there. Sun remaining the same, the Vaidika Parampara makes me see Ishvara there. And when I see Ishvara there, what do? Ramya Shirasa Krita Anjali. Krita Mastakanjali. I put my head to my end, bow, meaning I'm seeing something reverential there. There are certain things we should understand. We are supposed to get up before sunrise and welcome. Meaning, the first rays of the sun, the ultraviolet rays of the sun, it's not only good for health, you also appreciate the manifestation of Ishvara there. And you are not supposed to routinely put your foot into water. We have to understand the Vaidika Parampara as the 5 elements as Ishvara's manifestation. First you see Surya. Okay? Then, for seeing Surya, you have to lift your head in the space. So you become aware of space. There you see Surya. Surya Darshan. You don't routinely wash your feet. You touch the water, sprinkle it. Parokshanam. You have to sprinkle water on your head. Then you do pranayama, smell the air, smell the fragrance. And it's also one more thing, if you have elders at home, they will not routinely put their foot down on the floor. They will first touch the floor, Kristaka Mastanjali, then only touch the floor. Their feet. Because Surya, space, Surya stands for Agni here, space, Vayu, Jala, Prithvi are all manifestation of Ishvara, each one represented in the form of a deity, the phenomena. So Bhuma Devi, Vayu Bhagavan, Agni Devata. So everything is Ishvara's manifestation for me, and I look at the whole thing with the reverence. So this is what is highlighted here. So Pashyami Tava Deva Dehe. What do I see? Sarvan. I see everything. Bhuta Vishesha Sangan. All kinds of creatures I am seeing in your system. All kinds of creatures. Can you imagine? Suppose you went into whatever the book, what is it, National Geographic Animal Magazine. If you just went into the various animal order, there is an insect world. Before that, there is a bacteria world. You don't have to go that far. Take an X-ray and see your own system inside. Take an MRI scan. Don't understand anything. Only the doctor finds it. Luckily, you and I don't understand. It's meant for somebody. He must have an insight to understand this. Is it not? See, the doctor has an insight. What is you in black and white film, but he has an insight. You don't have. But then he gives you Divya Chakshu. He gives you special vision. Then he says, do you see the bone here? See the bones rubbing together? Therefore, it is called impinging of bones. And suddenly you become a wise person. And you start looking at everybody's X-ray and find out, do they also have an impinging of bone? Comparing whether your problem is their problem is the same. So, he is giving you that vision. I'm seeing all kinds of creatures there. Okay? Bhuta Vishesha Sangan. Bhuta Vishesha Sangha means variety, hosts of different types of beings. In spider alone, there are so many varieties. In spider alone. They say they have discovered a new kind of spider in Australia. A new kind of spider. There's so many new ones. Two kinds of spiders. Even ants itself, there are so many. The type of ants, the worker ant, the queen ant, the drone, so many are there. Bees, there are so many. Anything you take, there are varieties. He is seeing all of them at the same space, same time. Then, now from this, the symbolism is the next slide. There's a beautiful symbolism here. He is seeing, have you seen Mahavishnu in Ananta Shayana? Have you seen a lotus? On top of the lotus, Brahma is seated. He is seeing that. He says, Brahmanam Isham. Isham here is not Ishvara, that is Shiva. He says, I am seeing Brahmaji. And what is he doing? Kamala Asanastha. He is seated on a lotus. I am seeing him there. The poet is painting a beautiful picture for us to see through the eyes of Arjuna. Kamala Sanastam. And Sarvan. I am also seeing Uragan. Uraga means all those creatures, which move on their chest. Snakes, centipedes. Here, yeah, the crawlers. So here we are talking about only two types of snakes. One is Vasuki, the poisonous snake. The other is Ananta, on which Vishnu is. So imagine, they have divided. Vishnu is sleeping on one snake. Shiva has taken the other round the snake so that you and I are free from trouble. Just imagine Vasuki running all around here. So he is Sim, Divyan. We have to understand something here. It is a poet painting a beautiful picture for us. So all types of creatures you are seeing. Are you seeing Swargaloka? Yes. You are seeing Swargaloka. And what are you seeing in Swargaloka? You are seeing Apsaras there. You are seeing Indra there. Are you seeing Gandharva Loka? Yes, there's a lot of dance and music going on, and that's all coming. When we study Taittiriya Upanishad, I'll take you through it. Are you seeing Gandharva Loka? Are you seeing Pitru Loka? Yes, all your ancestors are there in Pitru Loka. You're seeing everything. Seeing in the sense, not through these ordinary chakshu, you're intellectually able to appreciate the whole thing. In the Dakshinamurti Stotram, we use the first word, Vishwam. Vishwam means Vividha Pratyaya Gamyam. Vividha means varieties, variegated. Pratyaya, cognition. You are able to know so many orders of beings everywhere. So I don't have to see, there are certain Laukika Vishayas which I can prove to you scientifically. Alaukika Vishaya, I cannot prove it. I cannot prove an existence of a Pitruloka. For that, I give you symbolic. Once a year on the Shraddha day, you give food to your Pitrus. I can't prove Gandharva Loka existence. I can't prove it scientifically, but if you have Shraddha in the Vedas, you can appreciate Gandharva Loka. You can appreciate Indra Loka. In Calcutta, there used to be an Indralok cinema studio. Don't think of that. That itself is in Indraloka, because you will see a huge bangla all made up of paper. You try to sleep on the bed, you will come thudding down to ground. In and through this, as Vedanta students, we have to appreciate, insightfully look at something. You have looked at Indraloka, you have looked at Pitraloka, you have looked at Devaloka, you have looked at all these lokas. Has it changed you as a person? Have you become any better? Has it stopped the inner wanting, struggling person, struggling to become better, struggling to seek acceptance from others? Small self-image, insignificance. Have you come out of that? That's a question we have to ask yourself. No point in seeing anything whatsoever unless you transform from inside. That's what he is trying to highlight. Indra is seeing Indraloka daily, but he is always an insecure fellow. Because when we are studying Bhagavad Gita, Indra is scared that one day his position will go. So that's why he will give you rains, he will send Apsaras to distract you. All that is heavy. Okay. So then what is it? So he's seeing Brahmaji. Brahmaji is seated on the lotus and coming out of Mahavishnu's Nabhi. There is something very beautifully symbolic about it. The total Sharira of Ishvara symbolically stands for total causal universe. That is the seed from which the entire universe projects itself. So when I say causal universe, we have to study a little more Vedanta. I don't want to try and relate everything to that. Is, let's say it's a total cause of everything. Okay, that's a total cause of everything. Brahma there, Brahma there is stands for all individuals put together and creative potential. There is a total cause. On the total cause lies a creative potential. A creative potential as though comes forth. And Brahmaji is seated on that, symbolic of on the total cause. On the total cause, you have the individual creative srishti rises. That's symbolic. It's a little technical. It's a little technical. We need to understand it a little bit. Okay? Then he sees, then when he talks about snakes and things like that, snake here, again, it's not the routine reptile, cobra and things like that. They are talking about two orders, two orders of crawling creatures. One is the poisonous variety, another is the non-poisonous variety. So he has covered all the lokas and he has also covered the world of reptiles. That's what he covers. That's verse number 15. Now Krishna Arjuna continues. अनेक बाहूधर वक्त नेत्रम पश्यामि त्वां सर्वतोऽनंत रूपम नान्तं न मध्यं न पुनस्तवादिं पश्यामि विश्वेश्वर विश्वरूप. Once more. अनेक बाहूधर वक्त्र नेत्रम पश्यामि त्वां सर्वतो अनंत रूपम नान्तं न मध्यं न पुनस्तवादिं पश्यामि विश्वेश्वर विश्वरूप. So he says, Tvam Pashyami, I see you. Okay, there's a movie which has come, I see you. Okay, that's a movie. So I see you, and what do I see you? Aneka Bahu, 800 crore pairs of hands. Aneka Bahu. Aneka Vaktra. Vaktra means stomachs and mouths. Aneka Bahu. Aneka Udhara. Aneka Vaktra. Aneka Netra. Imagine you are seeing at the same time. It's poetically possible. I don't know whether even if you see in a movie, I don't think you'll be able to see all that. I will not be able to reproduce the scene for you. At one point, I have to show brilliance in the screen. That's all, nothing. I can't show more than this. The poet, however, can paint a picture which you can relate to beautifully. So he says, Aneka Bahuhu, Aneka Udhara, Aneka Vaktra Netra Pashyami Tvam. And another beautiful expression here, Sarvato Ananta Rupam. It is a Rupa, endless Rupa. So you are seeing something and that is endless. That means when you look up, you can't see the head. When you look down, you can't see the feet. You look to the left, you can't see the right arm. You look to this side, you can't see the left arm. Wherever you go, he faces you. Vishwato Mukham. These are wonderful meditative verses. These are wonderful meditative verses, especially when you are facing trouble, facing crisis in life. When you think everything is hopeless, imagine, close your eyes, see Ishvara, Bahurvatra, Netra, Udhara, huge, vast. In that vastness, your problem becomes insignificant. Not only does it become insignificant, you are the problem, you get included in that vision. That is the beauty of it. Not just that your problem disappears. See, when you are seeing Aneka Vaktra, am I included in that? If it is not included, it is not Anantarup. It is incomplete Rupam. The completeness minus me is not complete. I must be included. If I am not included, what I see is not complete. So you have, especially during challenging times, especially during times you feel hopeless, just read these verses. Just look at Krishna's Mahavishnu is Ishvara's total cosmic Swarupa. And are you included? Yes, you are included in the Manushya Loka. In the 800 crore pairs of eyes and stomach, your stomach is included. So what goes into his system will go into your stomach. See, that's how the vision of the, the basic uncluttered mind of somebody, where you go down to somewhere, you go to Himalayas somewhere, a fellow who's uncluttered mind, he should not have the influence of the other faiths. The 72 hoor and all, he should not be confused with all. A mind which is free from all that, you ask him, Bhagwan kahan hai? Where is God? He will laugh at you. What is this, sir? You look so educated, you don't know this much. Where is Bhagwan? Kahan bataiye Bhagwan kahan nahi hai? That is the vision of the. See, when we are talking about our Vaidika Parampara, our Astha, our Bharata Varsha Astha, this vision of everything is Ishvara is the Astha. This is our Astha. And when everything is Ishvara, what am I? I am included in that. What are my problems? It is included in Bhagwan's problems. And solutions are always available. It sucks me inside. So that is the beauty of this. And it says, Sarvato Ananta Rupam. And what is the nature of the Ananta Rupam? Na Antam. I am not able to see that. Okay. Na Madhyam. I am not able to say, I am not able to see with certainty this is the middle. Okay. And then he says, Vishwarupa Tava na Antam na Madhyam na Puna Adim. If it is ended here, where is it beginning? Is it linear or is it cyclical? Imagine it is linear. It begins here. It is the middle. That is the end. Then what happens thereafter? So cyclical. So in a cyclical srishti, you are not able to make out where is the middle, where is the beginning, where is the end. Come to our lives. When did it begin? Which is the middle? When is it going to end? It's a cycle. Does the absence of this body-mind complex mean it has ended? सोचने वाली बात है. It's matter to think. So na antam, na madhyam, na unastavadim. I am not able to see where it starts again. Pashyami Ishvara, Vishveshwara, Vishwarupa. I am able to see this Vishwarupa of yours. I am able to see it clearly. Okay? Na antam pashyami. There is neither but. So this is a glorious appreciation of the Srishti. And in this appreciation, everything else can fit in. There is a slot for other things, but there is nothing to beat it. There is nothing to beat it. And if this appreciation is clear, you don't have to try and debate with anyone regarding anything at all. Okay? I'm not doing an analysis, but just thinking there is a what do you call it? A belief system. This is a vision. And based on this vision, some belief systems have come. So in one belief system, you have God in heaven created all this. Okay, created all this. God in heaven. Is God formless? Yes. But he is a he. And he lives in heaven. Hey, what kind of logic is this? But I can justify it with this logic. The Srishti Karta, who is total, is made available to me. He himself, out of his Maya Shakti, has made available himself to me as a Krishna floating on a leaf. It is his Maya. For my Upasana, for me as an Alambanam, for me to start my Upasana, Ishvara has made himself available. He wants me to insightfully appreciate. Don't stop here. Don't get stuck here. Go explore further. Insightfully explore further. You can get stuck waiting to go to heaven and have wine and flesh and things like that. You can wait and go there. I don't know what you get out. It's a belief system. And in that belief system, you have to die first. And you can't come back and say, I didn't go there, I went elsewhere. In this vision, there is no such thing. You just have to see the total And you have to learn to appreciate. Verse chapter number 12, we will see Upasana. Okay. Let's read the next one. What else do you see before we go further? Kiritinam gadinam chakrinam cha tejo sarvado deeptimantam pasyamitvam durnirishyam samantat deeptanalarka Dutim Aprameyam Kiritinam. He is having crown. Now what has happened is he showed Brahma to you there. Now he is showing Ishvara. He is having a Kiritam. Okay, Kiritinam. Then he has a Gada. Vishnu's Gada is called, what's it called? Gada is, it's called by a particular name. The mace is, there's a particular name for it. Kaumodiki or something is it. Okay. Chakram he has. Okay. Now, why is Mahavishnu armed? Gada is to take care of challenges close to you. Knock. Chakra is to take care of challenges from a distance. So, because chakra is a shastra, is an astra, you can release it. Gada is a shastra. So you use a shastra to tackle challenges near you. You use chakra to tackle challenges away from you. Both kind of challenges can come. They are never referred to as problems. They are always referred to as challenges. And in a human life, challenges will come. What you expect will not happen. If it happens, good. If it does not happen, you have to have the inner resources to handle what does not happen. So the vision is gained. Kirita, he has got Kirita, he has got Gada, he has got Chakra, and then he has Tejo Rashi. Okay, a mass of brilliance. Rashi means mass. Mass of brilliance. Tejo Rashi. In an earlier thing, he said equal to Sahasra Surya. Just imagine Vishnu in front of you with a Gada, then with a Chakra. He has also got a bow called Saranga. He's got Kirita, he's got Nama, he's got Kastuba, and he is a effulgent mass of light. Bhakti. Suspend your logic. Can I see? Close your eyes, you can see. You are in problem, close your eyes, invoke this Tejo Rashi. Invoke the Gada, invoke the Sudarshana Chakra for solving problems. How do you see it? Okay. Then he sees that, and then he says, Sarvata Deeptim Anantam. It is effulgent from all sides. It's not front lighted, back in darkness. It is effulgent, lighted on all sides. All poetic imagery. Then, so when it is lighted from all sides, difficult to see. Samantat, all sides. Then, Deepta Anala Arkatyutim. So imagine, it's a beautiful picture. Just imagine. There's a blazing sun. And there is also a forest fire conflagration. Okay. What is the kind of brilliance that comes? It is bright and sunny, and there is also a conflagration. The poetic imagery, amazing. So he says, who has the brilliance of a conflagration and the blazing sun. And he uses a very beautiful word at the last word, aprameyam. Aprameyam means something which is not available to you for objectification. You can appreciate it insightfully. But if you really wanted to boil it down to an image in front of you, you have to make do with symbolism. You have to start with the symbol, and proceed into a further. Don't get stuck in the symbol. The biggest problem, our Vaidika Parampara, what has happened is, thousands of years old, we are struggling to justify certain things to our Western friends, is because we have not understood these verses properly. We are very apologetic when it comes to explaining all this. You know, our forefathers knew a lot more than you and I know. Otherwise, this kind of description is not possible. He is describing a scene which is effulgent, lighted on all sides, a poetic image, a poetic imagery. And he says at the same time, this is a poetic imagery. If you are trying to boil it down to objectifiable parts, it's not going to be possible. That's the kind of vision. So after giving you chapter 7 and 9, where the teacher talked about Ishvara being abhinna nimitta upadana karanam, meaning non-separate, intelligent and material cause of creation, then he gave you Vibhuti. Vibhuti means individual glorious things in Srishti. Now he is giving you a total Srishti. And after giving you the total Srishti, in chapter 12, the teacher will lead you to how to relate to this Srishti. How to start with symbolism. Ekarupa Ishvara, Anekarupa Ishvara, Vishwarupa Ishvara, Arupa Ishvara. He is going to take you to 4 stages. A brilliant piece of, brilliant and all is a very poor word when it comes to Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita opens out your vision. Composed, Vyasena Gratitam, composed in a poetic image, or with the Bhashya was written by Shankara. And Shankara made it available to us. And further explanations have been given by our Swami Sri Dayananda Saraswati Ji in English. Made it comprehensible and understanding to you and me. This is the vision. We'll continue. Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahisha Go Brahmanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Padjanyah Prithvi Sasya Shalinim Deshoyam Shobharahitah Brahmana Santu Nirbhaya Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Satkamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai ho Swami Dayananda Maharaj ki jai ho पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय हो बजरंग बली की जय हो सब संतों की जय हो ओम नमः शिवाय People who have individual questions, you can always refer to me by email rbi.mohan@gmail.com. You could refer by mail to me rbi.mohan@gmail.com. I will try and reply to you individually. And you're also welcome to join my morning meditation at 6:30, where we do meditation followed by a short exchange of thoughts. Welcome. Have a wonderful Monday. We'll meet again next week.
Thank you, sir.
Oh.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
So,
Yeah. You want to say something?